being that it is May 3rd, I would like to, in honor of May the 4th, and I want to go over this article that I found from brickheadz. I thought it was pretty neat. I haven't read it, so we can go through it together. I'm going to turn the music down just slightly, and maybe a little bit on my side. It's 1999 versus 2024, comparing the first and the last Lego Star Wars waves. Oh, they were Luke Skywalker's aunt and uncle. Oh my gosh, that's a bad scene. Yeah, I hear there's a lot of tough scenes in those early movies. Well, I guess not technically the early movies, right? Because it kind of like it sets a time, and then the next set of movies afterwards go backwards, right? Oh wait, no, that would be the first movies, right? For Luke. Oh my gosh, yeah, that sounds pretty horrific. But we have this article here, and I thought it would be really fun because there's other creators that do like worst to first, what's the best sets of the year, and whatnot for all different themes. But being that it's May the 4th weekend, I figured we can go over some Star Wars stuff. And if I find that this is pretty fun comparison, I might go and do some other themes, because a lot of the themes have been around for quite a while, so that could be really fun. So the article says, few themes can say that they've lasted 25 years, and change is inevitable. That's true. So we want to see how much has changed since the first wave of Star Wars. And apparently it says there's more variety than ever. To me, it seems like there's decreasing variety, but I also haven't been following Lego Star Wars that much. You know, just within the last, I guess, maybe 4 to 5 years, that I've been more so in a collector's mindset rather than just someone who casually liked Lego. It seems to me that I've seen a lot of repeats when it comes to Star Wars. What do you guys think? Like, I feel like we get a ton of pod racers. Just in my few short years, we've had hopefully the Lego Fortnite update is done, but we've had a couple of R2D2s and other droids. I feel like the TIE Interceptor alone has gotten like 3 different versions of all different sizes. So let's see what they think. Oh, nice. Uh-oh. No, Fortnite. That's not what we want right now. There we go. Okay. So it says the first wave of Lego Star Wars included only 13 sets. By no means a small number, but nothing compared to what the theme consists of in 2024. Oh my gosh, yeah, 13 sets. I feel like we get 13 Star Wars sets every month, let alone like that being the entire wave. These original sets consisted of only minifigure scale models, which to me, that's a plus. I like minifigure scale, which is a sign of the times and was extremely common for Lego themes in that era. I don't know why that's less common. You guys who have been in the hobby a lot longer, you gotta let me know. Do you like minifig scale, or do you prefer sort of these like large buildable characters like the Chewbacca and the R2D2? Is it not Dio? Yeah, Dio I think was the other one. Thinking about getting a Star Wars set? Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of sales going on right now. But are we liking the scale? I feel like now things are super huge, not minifig scale. To me, that means it's more of a display set. But then who has the space to display? And that's adults. So is the theme kind of reflecting and growing with the core audience that started with it 25 years ago? It's kind of, I'm wondering that. So the 1999 Star Wars wave totaled 13 sets so far. It included polybags, gift with purchases, and then the theme is up to 15 in 2024, and we're only in May, like the beginning of May. There are another 6 months in the year to go, exactly. For comparison, the 99 wave was released only in the first half of the year, and there were plenty of rumors about the theme throughout the rest of 2024. Great. Yeah, definitely. I don't really, unless you put the link, because I don't have a way to log into Instagram on here. Yeah, so then we have never enough minifigures. Not counting droid variants with slight color changes, the 99 range of Star Wars had 24 different minifigures. In comparison, 2024 is up to 22 different minifigures, and there's still plenty of time in the year. So just within that 13 sets that they had in that first wave of Star Wars, there were only 24 different minifigures, which I think is actually pretty good, considering that if you take a selection of a wave, like not the entire year, but just, you know, a summer wave or a winter wave. So far we've are 4 months into the year. Now we're getting into the 5th month, but 22 different minifigures for as many sets as we've gotten, I think is the comparison is really interesting. We're not getting enough variation of minifigures now. Let's move it on. Bigger budget advised. Heck yeah. There's just everything now is so much more expensive, and I don't want to have like that boomer mentality of like, oh, back in my day and things are so expensive now, shaking my cane at the air. No, but things are more expensive, or at least I think so. Just in the few short years that I've been in the hobby, like I said, it's just kind of crazy to see that we got $600 sets, $800 sets. It just keeps going up and up and up, and I know that they're targeted at a particular audience. For me, I'm more of a Marvel girl. There's not as many sets that reach that level, that require that level of spending as the Star Wars. So here we are 25 years later in the span that the theme has been around, and it's kind of like, okay, you know, why do we need to keep going bigger and better? And I feel like at a certain point it's kind of bite us in the butt, or Lego specifically. See, chat says you like the minifig scale, but that's because you mock dioramas and vehicles. Yeah, I feel like when it comes to displayability and playability, minifig scale, at least to me, is the most fun and the most desirable. But you know, that's just a handful of us that are here. But if you're watching this later in the future, then definitely leave a comment. Let's go. Oh, adjust for inflation, the price should be closer to $49.46. That original set being $26.38. Now you need an average. So the average price in 99 was $26.38, but now the average is $66.78. Adjusted for inflation, that 26 is 49. So even adjusting for inflation, we see that it's more expensive. Like things are costing more. It seems like they're taking the average price, so it's definitely going to be skewed. I wonder what the mean or the median is. Because, I mean, for statistics, then those kind of change a bit when then compared to the average. Army building is really big now. I wonder, you know, you guys who have been around since the early days of Lego Star Wars, what was army building like? Was that really a thing? Did it start in Lego Star Wars, or did it start from, say, like Castle? Were you guys army building when it came to Castle? I know there's army builders now for Castle, but what about back then? And were you guys also doing that for Star Wars? So it says those collecting Lego Star Wars sets in 2024 have one other factor to consider in their annual budgets: army building. Unlike in 1999, the Lego group now encourages picking up multiples of specific sets to build armies for displays, play, and everything in between. Exactly. They got you guys by a chokehold with these army buildings, and the price of them keeps going up and up. Is it really? I wonder if it's outpacing inflation, and they know that there's going to be a handful of people who buy these multiple sets for army building, and they therefore inspire others to get into the subsect of the hobby, being army building. Battle packs have become more common over the years. Very, very true. This new focus of the theme has been embraced by the design team. Okay, so Lego themselves is definitely promoting it. So, and then the article goes into the example of the Trade Federation Troop Carrier, which is just a gift with purchase. So not a just, hey, buy multiple of this set, but now buy multiple do multiple transactions of whatever the threshold is for the gift with purchase this May 4th to get multiple GWPs. Like, okay, so not only is the price going up, we're getting more minifigures, but not necessarily more diverse. The piece counts are going up. Prices for Lego Star Wars sets have increased, but so have the piece counts. On average, in 99 you had 251 elements, but now there's an average of 568 elements in the 2024 sets. That doesn't necessarily mean the sizes have doubled across the board, though, as intricate detailing has become more common in the theme. That's true. You know, we're sometimes, for a modern audience, when it comes to marketing, gets a bad rap, but I think as we can watch videos on our phone, video chat with other people across the world on our phones. Like, I remember growing up in the early 2000s and seeing video phones or Xenon, the 21st Century Girl movie from Disney Channel, and being like, wow, like what a future. That's going to be so crazy. In the early 2000s, we thought that's what 2100 would be like. But now that we can do that in 4K, not just 1080p, but in 4K, if I can watch somebody play with dolls in 4K on YouTube, yeah, we definitely want to have our building blocks and our toys kind of mimic that same high definition. Originally, battle packs weren't designed for army building, but it's definitely evolved. It used to be for kids to just have bad guys versus good guys all in one box. That makes sense. Yeah, Speed Champions is pretty good as far as price goes. I would say that they really get you get a lot when it comes to it, especially when you have, like you said, the two packs. But yeah, that's I see how battle packs used to be. Was there also that subsect of adults collecting? But also, like, are we just getting to the point of like it's just excess? A good friend, Brickheadz, just came out with I think it was a stream, and I need to go watch that, but the topic is on like overconsumption and that sort of like mentality of like we got to buy more, spend more, build more, and at what cost? I mean, literally at what cost? So definitely go check that out, and I will do that as well. I think he streamed it yesterday like at midnight, but I was sleeping. Across the eras. So while it is a fact that there's one difference that the 99 Star Wars sets had no control over. In 2024, sets cover more eras of the franchise than ever before. Comparing 99 to 24 directly, the 13 sets in the first year featured 8 sets covering the prequel trilogy, and more accurately the Phantom Menace, as the rest weren't available yet. The other, well, that's also true, right? Like, how many more movies have we gotten since 1999? With, you know, even the what's it, the sequels, is that what we're calling it, and with Rey in them. So now the fandom, or the designs for Lego Star Wars, the theme, can pull from those newer movies, whether you like them or not. It expands the universe, it expands the pool that the designers can pull from. Directly, 13 sets in the first year featured 8 sets covering the prequel trilogy. The other 5 covered the original trilogy, and in 24 the ratio was split between 8 prequel sets so far, 6 original trilogy models, and 1 covering the new era of Star Wars: The High Republic, which I hear is also a fantastic run of comics. Yeah, the High Republic comics are doing really well. If you're into comics, you're into Star Wars, maybe check that out. Really think they should bring back a full Lord of the Rings wave. I think so, with the way that Rivendell sold and continues selling. It's doing really well. They should bring back Lord of the Rings. It's sad though, because kids used to be Lego's main seller, and now kids are on like tablets and don't want to play with toys anymore. Now adults want to be. Yeah, it's the kind of weird, I don't know what's going on with the world. Kids want to grow up so fast, and that's always kind of been the case, but they're influencers now, and 12-year-olds and 8-year-olds are getting makeup sponsors and want to be makeup gurus, and they have a 50-step skincare routine so they can slow down the aging process in 4th grade. So it's like, okay, but then adults, like, we're getting so tired from our 9-to-5s and just beaten down by the world, in a sense, you know, on average, that we're being drawn back to the simplicity of things from when we were kids. You just wish that you don't have to spend $200 on a set. Exactly. And for a teen, that's hard. So you're in that middle section. It makes it difficult. And last but not least, from the article, from the light side to the dark, lightsabers are an iconic aspect of Lego Star Wars, and the most common lightsaber colors are red, green, and blue. In 99, most common lightsaber color was tied between blue and green, both commonly wielded by the Jedi. In 24, the balance has shifted, as red lightsabers are currently more common. Are we getting more sets that have more villains? That's also something that maybe could be good to look into, because if the more common color is now red, that's bad guys, right? That's the Empire and whatnot. So whether the theme has turned to the dark side is up for debate, but it shows once more that Lego Star Wars has massively changed over the 25 years. You can see how else the theme has evolved. Yeah, so it's been interesting. If you guys have noticed more things than what the article has covered about the change and evolution of Lego Star Wars, I would love to hear about it in the comments.